Welcome to Old Fox Racing PS4 again. Welcome to Silverstone for round 7 of the 2021 winter season. Incredible to think that we had never been here before in this layout. This week we are running the Bentley Speed 8, another prototype. Out of 5 combos, 3 have been prototypes. Kev Allen is the championship leader with a substantial margin over Darren Head and Jorge Jesus, but here at Silverstone it was Diogo Silva who beat Kev to pole position, and we are awaiting the start of this round 7. And there we go, at the back there was an overtake, and here, and there's a tangle between the leaders, and there's a crash, big crash, and all sorts of mayhem into turn 1. Let's see who got affected. Cars just tangling with one another, debris flying all over the track. And Diogo Silva continues to be in the lead. Let's see where is Kev Allen. Kev Allen is and more debris now flying there. That was Darren Head and Chris Russell getting together at turn 3. Here comes Frankie now on the inside of Darren. This is for 5th place, but where is championship leader Kev Allen? There is the replay. There was a tangle between Diogo Silva and Kev Allen, and then Darren Head ended up being the cheese in that sandwich. I believe it was Kev Allen and Alonso Fonso, and then everyone else nowhere to go. Just a big crash here. Looks like the Daytona 500. Look at this. Stuart Brand has overtaken 9 cars in one corner and is up into 2nd place. Would you believe it? And there's more drama here. That's another spin. I can't figure out who that is. I believe that is Jumbo, who has been spinning and is dropping down the order. All sorts of mayhem still happening, and we are still on the first lap of the race. Would you believe this? Let's try to see and take stock of what has actually happened. It's not very easy to follow this race because everyone is pretty much in the same livery, and I think this is not the red wine misleading me. And here is Barry Evans and Alonso Fonso. They touch now. Alonso Fonso was on the inside and touch again. And Barry is still in 6th place. But here comes Alonso Fonso now on the inside. And I think that was a little bit unnecessary over there. Alonso Fonso was on the inside into the Maggots, Beckett's S's. And that's quite a tricky place to make an overtake work. Barry was, I think he had the line there, and Alonso Fonso really gave him space, but then didn't leave him much space in the second part of the corner. Here comes Barry Evans again. No, that's actually Kev Allen. I'm sorry, that's Kev Allen, and he is in 9th place. So there's your answer. Where's the championship leader? He's in 9th place. Here he comes now on the inside of Barry Evans, who himself is starting to defend from Diogo Almeida, and we have a 3-out situation in turn 1, which of course didn't work quite well for all those involved. Kev Allen managed to overtake 2 cars in one corner, but I believe that Diogo Almeida has lost time. Yes, he has lost time because he's dropped behind Jumbo, or did he? Because he's now recovered 8th place as Jumbo seems to be falling down the order again. Really difficult to figure out what's going on in this race, but I can tell you that at the end of one lap, Diogo Silva has a 6-second lead because he probably was the only driver that was not affected by the turn 1 mayhem. Even if he was involved in triggering it by contact with Kev Allen, and I think that was just a racing incident there. No one was really there at fault. I think Diogo and Kev just touched, and here comes now Jumbo on the outside of Todd Antonio. That is for 9th place, and Jumbo is on the outside and gets the job done, gets into 9th place. Jumbo has been affected by multiple incidents in this race, and we are still in the 2nd lap. I wonder how much he can recover and whether he's going to be involved in any further incidents. Of course, he qualified 9th, so he was really in the middle of that melee into the first corner. But as I was saying, here comes Scott Davely on Stuart Brand. This is for second place. Would you believe it? These two are battling for second place, and they, I think, were the drivers that most successfully avoided that carnage. Here comes Scott, and he wants definitely more. He is trying to get into second place. Of course, he's coming from a podium at the Nürburgring with the Porsche 962, and now he's just feeling good with this car. He's just going on the outside now of Stuart Brand. Will it work or not? Stuart gives him room, and I think he's got the job done. Yes, he has. Scott Davely on lap 3 is into second place. Stuart Brand is going down the order into third, but what a great job he did in the first corner. I think he must have overtaken 8 or 9 cars. Let's see what was his starting position. And yes, it was 10th, and he's into second place by turn 2. Can't be much better than that. I remember an IndyCar race a few years ago where driver James Hinchcliffe overtook, I think, 11 cars into one corner in mid-Ohio. You can go and YouTube it yourself. That's good viewing. Diogo Silva, the race leader, now with 7 seconds gap over Scott Davely, who is now the second place man, and he's moving away already from Stuart Brand, who still in the podium position. Fourth place is Chris Russell. He did a good job there, getting out of that carnage, and then after a slight tangle with Darren Head, maintaining that fourth place. Fifth is Darren. Sixth is Alonso Fonso, who of course was part of the bread of that sandwich into turn 1. Kev Allen is in 7th place. Diogo Almeida has now recovered to 8. Jambo has recovered to 9. So pretty much everyone has recovered more or less to a logical place, except that Kev Allen probably is going to think that he's faster than some of the drivers ahead. Where is Frankie? Frankie has dropped to 12, so we didn't see that. We saw him battling just behind Darren Head on the first lap, so he must have been 6th or 7th at that point. And now he's shown as in 12th place, so I don't know what happened to Frankie, but I'm certain that he still has time to recover some positions, as now we have yet again the battle between Chris Russell and Darren Head. And Darren spins on his own, or did he? I think he spun on his own, and he chooses not to press the reset button but just to continue. But this is not a good day for Darren so far. After that incident at the start, things have not gone his way that much. We're still on lap 4 out of 10. Of course, we normally have 12 laps, but this layout is quite a long lap. You can see that the leader Diogo Silva is on the 148, so it's almost 100 seconds, or in fact more than 100 seconds to do a lap. I mean, it's very, very close to 2 minutes. And of course, these old folks do not last for long, and the race distance has been adjusted to 10 laps. We follow now Alonso Fonso, who is in 5th place, of course promoted from 6th place after Darren's spin. This also has promoted Kev Allen to 6th, so he's slowly making his way up the leaderboard. Chris Russell now is eyeing the 3rd place of Stuart Brand. Chris doing a good job here as of late in Old Folks Racing PS4. Very, very, very solid performances in the recent races. As we continue to follow this battle that I think is probably the most interesting battle right now on the field, as leader Diogo Silva continues to extend his lead over Scott Davely, who is maintaining a very, very solid 2nd place. Now he's got almost 3 or 4 seconds over Stuart Brand, that is now defending very actively from Chris Russell, and Alonso Fonso is there as well. So it's not all over in this battle for the last place on the podium. Look at this very beautiful car, the Bentley Speed 8. It's a pity that we don't have more liveries in this game, so that different drivers could actually choose different liveries. There's only the 7 and the 8, and so we see drivers also with the same number as they continue to battle now through the Beckett's Chapel complex of corners, as now into the Hanger Straight, and I think Alonso Afonso is going to make a move here as Chris Russell tries to defend, but into Stowe. And is it going to be a dive? Yes, it is going to be a dive, and Alonso Afonso nicely done. I think he's got the job done. We couldn't quite see the cameras, and yes, Alonso Afonso is into 4th place, and Chris Russell, the Twixter, drops down to 5th, and Alonso Afonso spins! Alonso Afonso spins! Oh! And Chris Russell nowhere to go, and hits Alonso Afonso. They do not lose that much time, but Kev Allen gets by both of them. So Kev Allen now with a bit of lady luck finally in this race. He has been involved in that incident in turn 1 and dropped down the order by no fault of his own. We couldn't quite see what happened with that tangle with the leader Diogo Silva. I think Diogo just made a poor start, and then they were just trying to manage the first corner, and I'm not entirely sure if it was Diogo that went into Kev's trajectory or the other way around. Nevertheless, they tangled, generated that huge melee into turn 1. Did look like the Daytona 500, except that the cars had all the same livery. But now Kev is actually making a good job, as one would expect from the championship leader. And remember, Kev Allen has won the last 4 races in a row. First time that ever has happened in Old Folks Racing PS4. And I may hypothesize that even in the PC racing we never had a driver winning 4 races in a row, as Alonso Afonso now finds Chris Russell again into Chapel, into the Hanger Straight again, and this is almost like a carbon copy of 1 lap ago, and he's going to dive into the inside of Stowe, and he's going to get the job done again. Let's see if he keeps it, and let's see now if he avoids spinning again at the club chicane. And here he is. Let's see. Does he spin? Is he spinning? Not quite. He's not spinning, and he's now up to 5th place with Chris Russell dropping down to 6th. Where is Darren Head? Darren Head is not too far away from this pair, as he continues to try to recover some time after that spin that he did. Oh, and then here comes Kev Allen going around Stuart Brand. I think he's got the job done, or does he? He does not have the job done, but he's now going on the outside again. This looks like a carbon copy for Stuart Brand of Scott Davey maneuvers, and now on the back straight, Kev Allen has the job done, and he's moved into a podium position. He seems to be magnetically attracted to the podium. He cannot escape. And someone has spun. I think it was Alonso Afonso again into left field. He has spun on his own, and that's the second mistake that Alonso Afonso has made. Arguably the third mistake, because that overtake into Barry Evans wasn't exactly the best move either. And so lots of mistakes by Alonso Afonso. That's a complete disaster for the Portuguese driver, who has shown an incredible pace here in qualifying. He qualified 3rd, not far from pole position, but in the race it's being something else altogether. He does not lose that many positions because he's down in 6th place, but he's got now Diogo Almeida looking at him. And look at this, Todd Antonio is in 9th place. That's a very good job indeed, as Darren Head has had a problem. He's shown as in 12th place, and that's a disaster for Darren yet again. And now we are on lap 7 already. There are not that many laps left to recover, and Darren Head Darren Head has disconnected. Darren Head has disconnected from the race as he gets passed now by Chris Winstanley, the rookie here in Old Folks Racing PS4. Good to welcome new drivers, but Darren Head has disconnected from the race, and that is a massive disaster, because that's a DNF, and that's 0 points for Darren Head, who is at the sharp end of the standings in 2nd place at the moment. So Let's look at the now at the end of lap 8. Diogo Silva is the leader, and I think he might be running away with it. Here we see him at Copse Corner. He's got 13, almost 14 seconds gap now to Scott Davely. I think Diogo and Scott might actually finish 1 and 2 in this race, which would be quite a considerable achievement for both drivers. As Cavallo, I think, is a little bit too far behind. And now Frankie makes a mistake there. He was in... No, that was Todd Antonio, I'm sorry. Todd Antonio, who was in an excellent 9th place, makes a mistake there into turn 2. And here comes Frankie into a very, very usual 9th place. No one has more 9th places than him. And he has had, actually, I believe, 3 in a row. And... no, 2 in a row. He finished both races at the Nürburgring in 9th place, so this would be his third one in a row. Here is Chris. Chris having a problem there. He's in 12th place, of course, in his debut here at Silverstone with the Bentley Speed 8. Barry Evans is in 11th. Todd Antonio is still in 10th, having dropped from 9th. This would be Todd's first top 10 of the season. Let's hope that it materializes as Frankie now moves into 9th. Jumbo is in 8th position. Chris Russell has had a problem. Because he lost a position to Diogo Almeida, who is now in 6th place, and that's a nice recovery there from Diogo, who has been a little bit down the order in this race. Of course, he was massively affected by the carnage in turn 1. I believe he was one of the very much the spinning cars there in turn 1, but he's now recovered to 6th place. And here comes Barry Evans now on Todd Antonio. Barry Evans is on the inside. This is the battle for 10th place, and look at this side by side into the start finish line. Who is going to get ahead? I think Barry has done it. Barry has claimed 10th place now in the 9th lap of the race. Only 2 laps to go, and I don't think this battle is necessarily over, but it's a battle between 2 drivers looking for their first top 10 of the season. Barry Evans has not had a top 10, neither has Todd Antonio, and they both want it. This will be a nice way of developing their seasons now that we are approaching the end of the first half of the Winter Championship. But here comes Diogo Silva now. He's going to enter the last lap of the race, and I think this is going to be his first win of the season. He's got 2 second places, both with prototypes, in Mugello with the Audi LMP 900 and at the Nürburgring with the Porsche 962. He likes prototypes. He has been very competitive in this type of combos, and so has Scott Davely. Scott has done a few good performances this year in prototypes, including a podium at the Nürburgring, and of course in the off-season he won a 1-hour long race with the Porsche 919 Hybrid at Spa-Francorchamps, his first victory in Old Folks Racing PS4. Of course, that was at the off-season, and someone has spun. That was no, I think that was a back marker. That was not an overtake for position. That was Cavallo and just avoiding a car that was facing the wrong way. But I believe that was not a pass for position, as we are approaching the last lap of this race following Stuart Brand, who is going to score his best result of the season if he stays like this in 4th place, and that's a very, very solid performance, totally underpinned by an excellent first lap where he just made so many positions. Great job from Stuart there today in the Bentley. He's also at ease with this combo. Very, very competitive pace there by Stuart, but the driver of the day is probably going to be Diogo Silva. He knew he could be competitive in the Bentley, and he came here to score his first win of the season and first win in a long, long time in Old Fox Racing PS4. Diogo Silva takes his first win of the season, and here comes Scott Davely also to score his best result of the season to date, 2nd place, as he successfully defended He's second place from Kev Allen, and he comes here to cross the line, and Scott is going to be delighted with these results. Second place for Scott David, third is going to be Kev Allen, which is a good recovery after so much trouble in the early laps. Let's see, fourth place now is Stuart Brand, also his best result of the season. That was good. Alonso Fonso fifth, that's not a bad result either. Top 5 for Alonso Fonso. 6th is Diogo Almeida, nice job there. 7th is Chris Russell after some troubles at the later stages of the race. 8th is going to be Jumbo. 9th is going to be Frankie yet again. That's his first third 9th place in a row. And Barry Evans will complete the top 10, his first top 10 of the season. Of course, he only had one start in the first 6 races, but he has started both races at the Nürburgring, where he finished 11 in both races, now at 10th place, and that's good to see Barry going up the order. 11th is going to be Todd Antonio, and second is going to be Chris Winstanley, his debut in Old Fox Racing PS4. We hope that he's going to join the future rounds. What a race this was! Very, very active and well, very controversial first few laps, and then a more stable race with Diogo Silva claiming his first win. Stay with us for race 2.